Riley89 Mark's response: put every driver in a race prepped Golf, GTI or MX-5 or something small and fun. Well, I've got something small and fun.
Well, if there's one thing that this video has taught me, size does matter.
The smaller, the better.
He has said less rules. Is it a woman?
F1 returns to Monaco this weekend, notoriously the most boring race on the calendar. And it's the first time that I can remember that the FIA have actually done something to combat this boringness by forcing a mandatory two-stop upon teams. But we don't feel like that's going to be enough. So we've asked you guys what you would do to fix the Monaco Grand Prix. And we've had some cool suggestions. We've had some quite ruthless suggestions. And we've had some novels. I'm talking some essays, guys. But through all of that, this one stuck out to me the most. You, my friend, you're a genius.
And we begin with Tionilto, who says, no need to fix anything, leave it how it is. Well, that's the video done then, isn't it?
Chi. Is it Chi? Chintala. Chi. I'm going to call him Chi. Fuck it. Oh, here we go. So this is a response from Chi. Shout him out, so stick with me. He gave us this response. As much as I'd love to see Monaco dropped in favour of a more exciting circuit, we all know that will never happen. The heritage, prestige, and the good payday that comes with Monaco keep it so secure. This was the essay. Love you, Chi, but this was the essay. But in short, what he's saying is he gives us a couple of ways to fix Monaco due to the sheer amount of corners it has per kilometre. It's so corner dense that it doesn't encourage overtaking at all. So he says soften turn 1 to allow... Okay, I hear that. So he says soften turn 1 to allow it to become a high-speed corner and therefore encourage side-by-side racing going into turn 3. I don't think that's a bad idea. He joins the vibe of saying get rid of the Nouvelle chicane. I couldn't agree more. I do think we need a long straight, Baku-esque long straight. Now imagine coming out of the Grand Hotel hairpin, going down Portier, and you just have a long straight down the tunnel. You come out of the tunnel, you have DRS, and you go into what was once turn 12, which is now turn 10. You can go side by side with someone. That is racing, and that could make Monaco fun. Get rid of 2 of the corners. It already has too many.
Patrick Paddy Picks, you have definitely made me laugh with this one. You think in order to make Monaco less boring, they should change the infrastructure of this city just so you can widen the track. Change Monaco.
So a lot of you guys are suggesting that they should use old spec cars. So every team, I'm assuming, would make an old spec car just for Monaco, which would be interesting, but in the cost cap era, it would be a bit difficult. You'd have to rise the cost cap, etc. You'd also have to make sure these old cars met modern day safety requirements, which would then in turn mean that they lose a bit of performance because of the weight of the cars changing. Now, we could all be like Jeremy Clarkson, who said that Formula One's better when drivers are scared of dying, but I don't necessarily think that's what we want to see on the track. I think in an era where F1 is trying to reduce spending and some teams are already struggling with money, it would be very difficult for them to then have to make an entirely new car just for one race. The cars would be smaller, but we've heard people like Nelson Piquet, who raced in the 80s, say that driving in Monaco is like riding your bike in your living room. And if you look statistically, there still weren't many overtakes in Monaco back in the day. It's just always been a struggle, so I'm not necessarily sure about how much that would help. But it would be cool, it would be different, and I'm not mad at you guys for suggesting. Not mad just yet.
This one's from Annie23, and she said 2-stop or only race on softs. Now the 2-stop will come into play this weekend, but the only racing on softs, I'm trying to understand your point here. Because Monaco's what, 72 laps? So how are they meant to only race on softs? Because that would be one funny ending. I think the ending would be after like 30 laps or 36 laps. But imagine them getting to the end of 72, there won't be any tyre left. It'd be like, the Monaco track would also be so fucked. So I'm trying to understand, do you mean like just keep changing to softs only, so it'd be just rapid? But still, how does that solve the problem? Because then there'd just be more pits. Delta Tom, shout out Delta Tom and his Instagram channel, Delta Tom, and also the TikTok Delta Tom. We love him. He has said 1 lap quali shootout and make it a sprint weekend. Now, maybe the 1 lap quali shootout could be sick. I like that idea because, again, it pits the best against the best. 1 lap, if you fuck up, you fuck up. But then make it a sprint weekend. Are you purposely trying to make it even more boring? Monaco, like what's going to change?
I promise, I love you guys, but why the fuck would they make Monaco a sprint weekend? Are sprint weekends ever fun? I genuinely think practice, seeing drivers get more confidence around Monaco, just driving and as fast as they can, building confidence, would be more entertaining than the race. I don't think we need to do that.
Okay, so this one from Gavinus. Look, I really do apologize if I say your name wrong. Less walls, more speed, but not too much more. Don't know how they'll fix that first one. Now, for one, I don't know how you would get rid of the walls. Imagine on that Nouvelle chicane, you're knocking off the walls, the cars go into the sea or into the ships. Oh, sorry, mate. Also, why would you take away the walls from Monaco? That is the essence of Monaco, and you don't want to take that away, really, surely. You'd rather make the car smaller than take the walls away. That's the whole point of Monaco. You're racing so close to death. Although it's so bad to say that.
If you asked me in 90% of the year whether or not I think Monaco should be out of the calendar, I would say yes, it does. But as soon as it becomes Monaco Grand Prix weekend, I am the biggest fan of Monaco. I love seeing qualifying there. I think that is the best qualifying of the season by far. Seeing people get that close to the wall, seeing who has the confidence to really, really get up against the wall. The best drivers show in Monaco on qualifying. And that's why I love it.
I liked it growing up when there were smaller cars and overtaking was possible. And I liked Monaco for the reason that it separated the good drivers and the great drivers from the absolute beast of drivers. One mistake and your race weekend's ruined. One mistake and your life could be threatened. This was the race that everyone looked forward to. But now Monaco is so boring. The only thing I look forward to in Monaco, and I think a lot of you do, was qualifying. Qualifying determines literally who wins the race. Unless there was some problem in the pit lane, like with Ferrari and Charles Leclerc. Stay out. Let's remind ourselves of that.
Box now, box now. Stay out, stay out. Fuck! Why? What?
I'm sorry, Luther, for that reminder.
But overall, a lot of you guys have said that it actually isn't the track's fault. The main problem is with the cars. And that has been a revolving theme with Formula One for as long as I can remember. It's always been, how do we fix the cars? And the cars have just progressively become more and more of an issue. So if Monaco's perfect, I gotta ask you, why was the 2023 Grand Prix the most overtakes we've seen since 2011? There is an issue. It needs to be solved. How we do it, I'm not entirely sure. I hope to get it from you guys, but you're fucking useless. So thank you to everybody that contributed. We couldn't have made this video without you. If you want to be involved in videos like this, we have plenty of discussions over on our Instagram. You can get involved with the stories where we ask you guys questions and discuss plenty of things going into every single race weekend. So follow us. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We'd love to have you on the F1 Unfiltered community. It's absolutely spectacular. We're building a family here. So thank you for you guys that have watched this. If you enjoyed, give us a like and we'll see you next time. Peace.